okay? This is the exact reason why you shouldn't tell anybody about your YouTube. So I'm going to keep it really real with you. We're going to talk about some things that I haven't heard other people talk about. I'm sure you have seen this title trending, but there's still some things that I feel like people aren't really like touching on. So we're going to talk about it in this video on this live. So if you're watching this on the replay or watching this as a highlight, you're going to want to make sure to watch the whole thing on this because it's going to be really juicy. So here's the thing. I'm going to keep it really real and just give you some of my real life experience on this. And it's going to unlock some things for you because I feel like there's just so much there's so many limiting beliefs when it comes to being a content creator. Still, you would think that in 2024 heading into 2025 it wouldn't be a thing, but it's still an issue. So back in 2013 I wanted to start a YouTube channel, okay? And of course not really understanding what the YouTube beast would turn into, right? Of what it is now. I just was like, oh my gosh, like there's this platform, it's YouTube, and people just are like sharing their life or they are just making all these cool videos and I want to do it. And there was a couple people that were more like life coachy back in 2013. And I was like, I feel like really drawn to that. I feel like I could do that. And I would talk to people about it and they would literally look at me like looking crazy, right? So, and back then I was still working on, like my, I don't care what anyone thinks, right? Like we all kind of grow into that. Now I'm just like, like it would, like I would literally laugh if somebody looked at, like if anything, if I saw that, I would be like, ooh, that means yes, right? But then, what is that, over 10 years ago, I was still like working on myself with that, right? Which I think, to some degree, we all will still always be working on some degree of that, right? But I don't think it's super unhealthy to have a little bit of care about what people think, right? Like we want to present ourselves well, we want to, make a good first impression, whatever, right? So that's a whole other topic. But okay, so I would tell people, and I would say out of maybe 20 people I would tell, and these would be coworkers. So, 9 to 5ers that are just doing the normal grind of, the American grind of 9 to 5. And they would be looking at me like I was wild. Like, well, why would you want to do that? Or that's for like hippies, or that's for weirdos, or that's for, real videographers, right? And so I would just get shut down. And there was maybe about 3 human beings that were actually like, yeah, I could really see you doing that. Like, you should try it, right? But because I would casually say it, I would get the side eye, the stank eye, the like, you're weird eye. And I just did not have enough confidence to just like still do it anyway, right? So I let that hang over my head. Then as time went on, and as YouTube started getting bigger and bigger, um, people would make fun of YouTubers, right? Like, hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. Make sure to subscribe. And I don't know what it was, but I just was like, yeah, do I want to? Like, it was almost like there was a culture on YouTube like 7 years ago where it was like you kind of had to say, like, everyone was doing the same opening. Everybody was doing the same kind of like banner, right? Like this opener, right? Hello, everybody, welcome in. And I was like, well, I have to get a banner. I have to have a welcome message every time and say, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So just to let you guys know, my whole channel is all about health, wellness, and mindfulness. And I just love, like, and so people would make fun of that. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it is kind of cheesy. And that's not really my personality. I'm more like real, authentic, straightforward, and just kind of like what you see is what you get. So I was kind of intimidated slash some of the YouTube culture was a little like cringy, and then people that did not like that thought YouTube was weird. um that you know this is before people were making crazy money, right? So once people started making crazy money, then they're like, oh well, maybe I want to start a YouTube channel too. So this is still right before like all the monetization stuff was really like super huge. I think people kind of had an idea people were monetized, but people weren't really talking about it, right? Like they are now. Like everybody's always sharing, hey, I got monetized, hey, I got monetized. And you can tell, right, when there's somebody that has ads on their videos. So I was weirded out by that. And then as time went on, I just was like, I know that I'm going to, like, there's not one thing I regret in my life, not one. Because even the really bad moments, I've learned a lot from those moments and have grown so much and have transformed from some of those like bad instances in my life. So there's nothing I regret, but I was like, I think that this is one thing I would regret. Like, I actually feel like this is one that I would regret. So then I just ripped the band-aid off and posted my first videos, right? And then I told some people, which I shouldn't have. I told some people and they're like, that's the topic you chose, right? So instead of even just saying, hey, good job, you went for it, keep going, get better and better, right? It was like that was the topic that you chose. And then I would also get, of course, trolls would start to come in, right? And then I would also get, but that's like like you can't avoid that. So that really didn't bother me. Um, and then I would get like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just like this blank, kind of like not really interested. Like, who do you think you are? Why are you trying to do that? Only people with certain resources, only people with certain camera equipment, only certain people with a certain look, only as, it was just all these limiting beliefs. And because I was already wobbly, hey, Hallie, I was already, hey, everybody, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for tapping in. So we are talking about why you shouldn't tell anybody that you're creating a YouTube. Okay. So this is a big topic on my channel right now. So I just want to deliver on what's being asked of me and just kind of like really diving into my experience and then why I am encouraging you guys to not tell anybody, because I want to tell you my experience and why it was so crippling for me and why. Okay, so number one, we shouldn't be listening to anybody that isn't exactly where we want to be. So unless it's a billionaire that has his YouTube channel that's telling you not to start a YouTube channel, and even then still don't listen, right? Unless it's a really huge YouTuber saying, hey, okay, so I saw your YouTube channel, this is what you should do, right? If it's not, you're not looking at that person and you're like aspiring to do what they're doing, don't listen. So most of the time, there's a lot of people on YouTube, but then there's still a lot of people that have no desire to ever post. And so they don't understand when you want to start a YouTube, they don't understand what it takes. They don't understand like the journey. They don't understand the growth, like the steps of growth. And so when you're sharing it and you're saying, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of this title? What do you think of this thumbnail? It's the wrong people to be speaking to because they don't have a YouTube channel, right? And so I think like it's natural for us to go to our loved ones and say, hey, I'm doing this, I'm starting this, right? Because it's as kids, that's what we did. We went to our parents, we went to our aunties, our uncles, our grandma, we went to, our cousins, our siblings, and then, hey, I want to start cheerleading. Hey, I want to try out for basketball. Hey, like, you would share those things. But YouTube's just a different ball game. Like, it's something where you really, it's almost like it's borderline on the level of like when people say that they want to be a singer or an actress or a model or an athlete. Like, it's on almost on that level where people kind of look at you like, you, like, yikes. Like, you might really want to like reconsider. So I had to get over that. So I was telling people I just wasn't getting the reactions that I thought I would get. Wasn't getting any encouragement. Again, there is maybe about 3 human beings that were like all 100% about it because they could totally see me as someone, giving life coaching advice or whatever, wellness advice or fitness advice or just talking, uplifting and encouraging and motivating and inspiring, right? So I did have that. That was a blessing. And then I learned to only tell those people if I was going to tell anybody. And then I just still didn't share it with anybody. Like after that, I just was like, I'm just still not even going to, I want to surprise them, even the ones that are supporting me. And one of them is my sister. She's always on here. She's always super supportive. And because too, this is the thing, one of my siblings tunes in a lot because she actually, I'm talking about something that she's wanting to like learn from and benefit from and as an accountability partner, right? So but not all my siblings, I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers, not all of them are going to be on my channel, right? Because and they shouldn't be. Honestly, I want my channel to only be for people that are actually needing the guidance, the help, the accountability partner, the just somebody to lean on, right? Virtually, right? I don't want people to be on my channel just to support. Like, I'll be honest, there was a time where when I launched this, when I had this, when I launched my ebook, and this is a hard copy just to be able to show you guys, but this is my ebook on how I lost 30 pounds. I had people buy it that were like, oh, like I didn't read it all, but I'm just so happy that you created it. And I loved that they wanted to support, but I was like, I really want this to be for people that need it. Like, if you don't need it, like, don't, just you saying good job is the support, right? Like, don't actually buy it if you don't need it. So it's kind of like that. Like, I think with the channel, you don't need support from your friends and your family. Like, you don't. You just need to get better and better at speaking, at eye contact, right? At engaging with the viewers on your live videos or in your comments. You need to get better at your lighting. Right now I have a light, like, instead of just being in a super dark space, like, oh, it's dark in my house, so I'm just gonna kind of like be in the corner and you can't really see me, right? So I'm like, okay, the least I could do is be well lit to where you can see me, right? So just level up little things here and there. Don't focus on, well, I got to share it with everybody. Like, as soon as I would get a post a video, I used to also post it on my Facebook, say, like, but really, I built my Facebook from college. Like, nobody cares that I'm doing health and wellness. I mean, maybe a tiny percentage, right? But like, other than that, people were following me just because we all went to the same college. People were following me because we worked together at the same job. Like, people were following me because we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and we're in common, right? So I wasn't getting any traction from that. So then finally I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on delivering whatever message is on my heart, posting it, looking at it and saying, okay, was that a good topic? How is the reaction? How are people commenting? Was it helpful? Okay, boom, let me try to get a little bit better the next time. I didn't care about like trying to announce it and everybody look, like, I just need the view. Well, I don't. I actually need this to go to the individuals that actually need this content. Like, I don't need you to like it just because you're my neighbor. I don't need you to view it because you're my third cousin. You know what I mean? So I think that was a really big game changer. And so that's number one. So let me see what you all are saying. And then let me see if there's any questions. And then I'm going to go into it, press in a little bit deeper on also why you shouldn't tell anybody. Because it's, unfortunately, some people that are your friends, that you think are your friends, are actually your biggest secret competitors, and secretly envy you and secretly want you to fail, and actually like when they actually like it when they don't see any progress. Like, it's sad, but it's a true reality. So let me see. Want to look at your guys' questions on my iPad, but for some reason it's not showing. So any questions about like what I've said so far and what I'm talking about so far? And if this is like, this has happened to you where you're like, yeah, I actually was sharing with people, and come to find out, they were hating on me, or they were making fun of me, or they were, having whole like watch parties and just completely demolishing me. Okay, so let me, uh, all right. Like watch parties. All right. Okay, so I'm going to read what y'all are saying. Let's see. And welcome, Tamra. If you're still here, Platinum and Gold, Blind Squad TV, welcome. I think it's Jadeo Souza, or Jadeo Souza. Welcome. Mike Swagger. That name always it's a good name. Basically, don't take advice from people who don't have experience in what you're trying to do. Absolutely. John. No, I'm not handicapped. Eder Jose from Brazil. Welcome. Mr. Dead Joker, welcome. So welcome everybody in the chat. Just want to highlight a couple folks coming in here. And it says, yes, we have to stop. Hallie says, yes, we have to stop looking for validation from people. We know and just go for what we want. Exactly. Exactly. You can't, okay, so this is the thing. This is a really big reason why you can't share with anybody. If you're not strong enough, you will listen to the not constructive criticism. You'll just listen to the criticism and it will get to you. Like this process is, when I look back, I'm like, wow, I really was doing like a healing journey like during me posting, because it's like at the beginning, I how strong-minded I am now with YouTube. And then when I go back to 4 years ago and I rewatch some of my videos, I'm like, wow, I really like was so nervous that day to post, or I was really hoping nobody would see this because like I didn't want anyone to be like, what are you trying to do? You know? I wasn't strong enough then to be like, what do you mean, what am I trying to do? Like, this is my passion. Like, what are you, do you know your passion? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you worried about what you know what I'm saying? Like, I would, back then, my mind wasn't as, like, my confidence, my self-esteem in regard to YouTube, it wasn't where it is now. It was wobbly still. Now I'm on like a really solid foundation and just getting better and better every single day. But then I would have been like, yeah, you're right. Like, I probably shouldn't. Or, you know what? Like, that wasn't really good. I need to practice 13,000 times more before I start to post a video, right? Or I need to actually save up and buy like a $2,000 camera. And, you know, like I would have took the critiques and took the criticism and from people that didn't know what they were really talking about, and didn't have like, because I have the receipts of like over 3,000 videos that I posted. I literally saw that. I was like, 3,000 videos. I think half of them, I think 1,500 of them are shorts, but still I think I have like a solid, between live videos, live replay videos and regular videos, I think I have 1,000 videos, something crazy, like something ridiculous like that. And because I have the receipts that I just didn't stop, I was just starting out. So I wasn't confident. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have, do you guys see what I'm saying? So it's super important to not tell anybody at the beginning, because you need to just like get some legs under you. Like you need to just build your, like, I don't know, like that, like kind of cockiness a little bit. Like, I don't, just something where it's like some armor on your chest to be like, you know what, chill. Then don't look at my page. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, yeah, you're right. Like I shouldn't, you know, I should probably, and just go back to shrinking. Right. So I still did it. I still pushed through, but this is another thing too. What's so funny about YouTube is that people, unless you really spend a lot of time on your video and you know it's really good and you really practice and you have a script and it's beautifully edited, yeah, for what I'm about to say, but for most of us, when we look back at our YouTube videos, we cringe. And so it's interesting because we get like discouraged from wanting to post more because we get low views. But then when you look back, you're like, ooh, I'm happy that nobody saw that, right? Like I'm happy, you know, those 30 people that watched it and ended up subscribing really must love me, because I was looking a mess. I was just talking crazy. Like I am very animated and that's just a part of my beingness, but I'm like every month I'm just kind of like working on how to channel it better and kind of like massage it into like an upgraded like 2.0 version of my YouTube life and how I'm going to show up on camera. But then I was like, oh my God, like I was like, I was wild. Like I had just had so much energy and so much to say. And then I would look around a lot and it just was like so much. And so I just was like, thank God I only got 13 likes and someone still subscribed. You know what I mean? So be happy that you're actually getting low subscribers, because you actually, I'm sorry, getting low views at the beginning, because your first 100 videos, you're just still like getting your legs, you're under you, you're still like getting confident, you're still kind of like molding and shaping into this person that is speaking virtually to people all over the globe, right? And so just be cool with that. So if you are like, there's a lot of people, so many comments on my last two posted videos. so many comments about just like being a small channel and feeling discouraged because they only have a like 13 views or 41 subscribers. But those are your people. Like those are your squad. Because more than likely, if you just posted, again, unless you went to film school, unless you're like an outlier of like a person with the skill, it's probably there probably is a couple cringe-worthy things, right? And that's okay. It's part of like you almost have to like get jumped into to cringe world. Like you have to just go through that to then build, get better and better. Have you need data for yourself. Like you need to make your first 100 videos and then be able to analyze them and say, okay, I didn't have to talk about that. That was unnecessary. I was babbling on too much there. I wasn't paying attention to the questions, or I didn't really answer the question. I kind of like went on a tangent. I read the question and then went on a tangent. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's just that YouTube muscle, and it's okay. Like the views, don't let that discourage you. They're gonna go up at the right time. To be honest, I'm happy that my page just now started popping because I'm more confident with showing up on camera. Like if I 4 years ago, let's just say I went viral after 90 days and I got like 500,000, like something crazy, something ridiculous, like 500,000 subscribers, I wouldn't have known what to do with that. It happened to me before. I went viral on TikTok with my grandma. I was doing the June bug, like dun, 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 like where people were just doing it like everywhere. So I did that dance with my grandma. It went viral. I gained 30,000 subscribers overnight. And then over the course of like a month, I gained an extra 10,000 from like, because I did it, like I posted it a couple times. And then I also did like another version of it again. So I gained 40,000 subscribers from the June bug challenge. What did I do with those subscribers? I mean, followers. Nothing. Like they didn't turn into a sale. I'm not a comedian. Like I'm not somebody that's aspiring to, like those, I don't even know what to call them, but they're just like people that do skits on social media. I'm not trying to be a skit girl, right? So I gained all that. I was having first of all, that was a amazing memories with my grandma, right? So that was amazing. But when I did go viral, I had no business. I had no website. I had nothing, nowhere to direct those people. Hey guys, well, by the way, check out my ebook guide, or you know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, like I wasn't even bringing them to my YouTube because I think I had started my YouTube then too, but I had like a couple, like not very many videos. I didn't even say in the caption, like, hey guys, check out my YouTube channel. Like, so those 40,000 people, and I think there was like a million, something like crazy. Yeah, it was 6 million views, like something ridiculously high. And what do I have to show for it? Like just the views, like, okay, like, and then now I have my TikTok pages are TikTok shops now. So all those June bug people do not care about me talking about makeup and hair care and this cute top. Like this is actually from my TikTok shop, right? Like I'm not getting people June bug followers that are buying stuff. Let me see if it's still, let me see if I type it in really quick. I have to show you guys this. Like, yeah, it was something crazy. And I just was like, okay, so I went viral. It's not like I went live and started talking about, you know, whatever. I just like, I just went viral and then that was it. Like, I didn't make $1 off of that, off of 40,000 people following me. And at that time too, I was still kind of growing into my like,
Y'all,
I don't want to, I was still growing into my confidence with like, okay, so I think I really do want to do like mentorship, life coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still growing in that. And okay, so let's see, where is it? I know I should still be like somewhere. It's so far down my page that I don't want to like scroll all the way down my page, and I've just had so many posts since then. But it should be okay. I'll just put it like this. I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere. But see this one with LeBron James? So this one where LeBron was going, where he went viral. Let me see. How do I Okay, so this one, when you went to the hashtag, I was above him. I was above LeBron. That's how viral it went. That's how viral it went. And I wanted to show you guys, because of course, like, it's LeBron, so he kept trending, and then I eventually like fell below. But for like 2 weeks, I was above, like it was above him, because I was with my grandma, and it was just more funny. So, and what did I do with all those followers? So basically, my point is that, like, your time for growth is supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen, because there's a reason why this collection of people is, God is putting them in your vortex, in your realm, right? They're not just for you to have high numbers, to have vanity metrics, and to like look cool and like show your friends like, ooh, look at the number on here. It's actually to change people's lives, transform people's lives, impact people, and you want depth. You want depth. Like, you don't want just like a little tiny number. You want depth with people. Okay? So I had no depth with that. And so I just was like, wow, I learned a huge lesson with that. So just don't tell anybody. Keep your head, down and focused on what you're doing, and just get better and better, find more and more topics, hop on trends, right? Like, it's okay. Like, before I was like, I don't want to hop on trends, but I'm like, you know what? I'm on like, that's part of the YouTube world. So if you can hop on a trend and make it still real and organic and authentic, and right now on my page it fits, right? Like, so there is a lot of people encouraging people not to share their YouTube. So it is trending, but so is the topic of YouTube on my personal channel. So it fits right now, right? So um yeah, just don't tell anybody. And if somebody comes across it, like, seriously, you know what I do? And I know there's probably people like, yeah, you're talking about me, Ciana, because there might have been people that are following me right now that I might have told, like, not told. But when I meet people in person, like out in LA, and they're like, oh, like, what do you do? And da da da. I don't even bring up YouTube. I don't even bring up the YouTube at all. And I'm on here every day. So unless that person finds me organically, I don't even bring it up, because I want to be just so down and focused on like doing exactly what I feel called to do, and talking about the exact topic of health, fitness, mindfulness, and not worried about, okay, well, now that person, because this is the thing, like, this is what I'm still just kind of growing in, like something current. When somebody finds my YouTube channel, even today, like, I'll sometimes think about it. I'll be like, oh my gosh, like, that person from that event, like, wants my YouTube channel. And then I'll be thinking, like, as I'm posting or talking, I'm like, are they tuned in right now? I can't really tell, because unless you guys comment, I don't know all the people that are on, like, there's 38 individuals. I don't know all 38 people aren't going to comment. So it's like, sometimes I'm like, is that person like watching? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that is a little interesting to kind of like grow through, grow through, you know? So I just told myself, you know what? I'd rather just not tell anybody, like, until it's really like maybe my main, like, this is, I have a media company, it's YouTube, and then everything else is kind of like, but right now it's not. It's teeter-tottering that way. So yeah, again, I just felt called to just like, nah, don't really talk about the YouTube just quite yet in person. Let people organically find you, because you're really giving value. The algorithm is picking it up, because people are, the algorithm is based on human behavior. So some of you as the viewer are finding it and engaging with it, and then it pushes it up to somebody else that will benefit from it, right? Of course, this just died. So let me see what y'all are saying. Hopefully this will charge up pretty quickly. Facts, keep your energy. Fabian Speaks says, facts, keep your energy. People will push their negativity and insecurities on. Yep. Vado Loco says, would do anything for views. I mean, that's not my style, but people are definitely like that. Let's see. ACT Holistic says, I keep reminding myself, prepare, build it, and they will come. Exactly. It's true. I'm thinking buying the liquid multivitamin. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Read all the reviews. Make sure it's something that you need, but read the reviews. And I believe the woman that is the owner, she has an Instagram. I don't remember what her Instagram is, but it is a privately owned company. And just so like look up the reviews and then look up her Instagram and like read all about it. She shows the behind the scenes. I love it. It is like it is a staple in my life. Like hands down. I love it. Let's see. Thank you everyone for the compliments. Hallie says, I'm weird because I don't like looking at my relatives' content online and I don't want them to look at mine. Yeah. You know what it is too? It's I think that there's something there with that. Like we've all seen each other at the bottom of the barrel. Like we've all seen each other literally as children, as preteens, as teenagers. So we've seen each other at all these stages. And our family members and our closest friends, they know us as like, oh, that's just so and so. You know what I'm saying? So it is cringy to see a relative like all of a sudden like just there's like this big growth spurt, right? Like they're speaking differently, they're more educated, and it's just like, wait a minute, like you used to like run around with like no pants on, and you know what I'm saying? Like you that like we have all these images of who they really are, but they're not that. Like we're all evolving, we're all growing. And so it is a little like I am like that too. I'm not, you know what's interesting? My siblings, there's two of them that are really into content creation and I actually do engage with their stuff. So maybe because like I don't know if it's because I'm the oldest. I don't really know. I don't really know. I think I think I like seeing my younger siblings like grow in something that they're really passionate about, which is one of them's like really into similar stuff as me, but from her lens and her perspective and her style. And then my brother, he loves to post like travel content, and I just think it's cool to see them grow. But you know, yeah, I think overall, I think that it is a little weird to see people that you're related to try. Like it's like what are you trying to do? Like but that's sad, right? Like we should really be like, yeah, like go for it, right? But unless they're a creative like you, like they just don't get it. They just don't understand it. They're just like, well, just get a job, like chill out, you know? Let's see. Perfect Queen says, I found your channel today. Well, welcome. Welcome to the Embody Pursuit tribe. Welcome, welcome. We keep it real here. We're authentic. We chit chat. I usually talk about a specific topic, but it's usually within the realm of wellness. And then it's kind of turned into like a little bit of growth stuff with YouTube, which is still kind of the same thing as under wellness because it's almost like a version of mindfulness. Like, you know, find your passion, you know, and start your YouTube. And I'm happy to share things that I've learned over the course of the last 5 years. And I'm happy to learn from you all as well because I'm still small numbers. This is the big theme right now that I'm pushing. Doesn't matter if you have small numbers. You are a big impact channel. I don't care if you have 1 subscriber. The first second that you posted that video, you became a big impact, number 1, on yourself because you did something that you weren't used to doing. You grew in that very moment from posting and being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. Number 2 is when you posted your first video and someone viewed it and followed and subscribed, you're now a big impact. You made a big impact on somebody's individual life, enough for them to subscribe and comment and want to engage with you now, right? So it doesn't matter the number, forget about the numbers. Just think about impact, like big impact energy. That's what I've been commenting on everybody that's been commenting on my page. I just respond back, big impact energy, right? I'm going to put that on a sweatshirt, on a hoodie, actually. Big impact energy. Okay. So it's coined, it's here. You heard it here. Big impact energy. It's here first. It's copywritten already on Embody Pursuit right here. Okay. Let's see. Hallie says, I celebrate them, but I can't watch every post. Yeah, I feel I'm like that too. Like I am, like there is some stuff that I skip. I'm just like, okay, like I get it, you know. There is something, I don't know what it is. There is something a little cringy. That's why I was like, I'd rather just not say anything. And then even if you do know, I'd rather you just not watch, because it's like, you know, then you get the comments of like, oh, well, you should have said this, or your hair was doing this, or your skin, you know, or your da 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 da, or your makeup was a little, and it's just like, I'm already trying to get over the hurdle, you know? So same with me. It's like, I probably shouldn't look at their content, because I probably would be calling out something that's, you know, that they're already trying to work on. So they don't need to hear me, you know, hounding them about it. Right. So they just need to grow at their own pace and get and receive the constructive criticism from their own community, rather than, like, you know, from people that don't have a YouTube channel. It says, oh, so perfect Queen says, I was stuck and I'm not monetizing. So here's the thing, like, you know, well, number one, have you posted every day? Start posting every day and do vertical, just how I am. A lot of people have discovered me because right now YouTube is really pushing this vertical mode, because they want people to use it more. So they're actually kind of like, it seems like they're like rewarding creators for using this mode. And then number two, so do that and go every day. Like, you just got to want it bad enough. Like I once was, I was like, you know what? I have already been posting for 5 years. At this point, like it doesn't make sense for me not to like like I need to just figure this out. Like there's something that's holding me back, even though I'm going to still do it anyway. Right? I'm going to still do it anyway, but I was like, okay, what do I need to change? Like, let me just change a couple things and see if it works. And it did. So posting every day, going vertical, like going live vertically, and just doing that. So be so busy with that that all of a sudden you don't even notice that you're about to get monetized. Yeah, this is vertical. So you know how I could go live and change my phone to be horizontal, but YouTube right now, they want like scrollable lives. So if you were to scroll right now, you would actually see somebody else's live. Before, it wasn't like that. Before, I think that format was only on TikTok. And so now they're really pushing that now. So people are getting a lot of subscribers super quick, because now there's a chance for people to even discover you, to then even see if they want to subscribe. Before, you know, it was like you really had to get a good hook, right? You really had to get a really good thumbnail to get somebody to even click, to then even understand, like, okay, yeah, I actually do like this person. Like, there's actually people that are hitting me up now that are looking at my older videos, because, you know, two of my videos right now are kind of doing like a mini viral pop on my page. So they're going back and they're like, Ciana, you actually have really, like, you've been on this, like, you've been dropping gems. Like, I can't believe I haven't seen you before. But then one person was like, your thumbnails are really bad. And they're right. I purposely, like, they are bad. And I purposely was like, I have to meet myself somewhere. You know, like, I can't spend 2 hours on a thumbnail and, you know, have the energy to do a video and focus on editing the video. And like, it just was like, you know what, you're going to have to kind of like sit some things up on the shelf for a little bit and just focus on what you can control and what you can do consistently. And what I can do is show up daily. That's easy for me. I can press on, so that's easy for me. I have the internet. Okay, so that's easy for me. I can make sure that I'm in a position where I can be heard. I do have a microphone, and you know, I'm not using it because I really feel like people, like, my sound is fine. So but I do have this because sometimes if I am in an environment where it's really loud, it does benefit to have a speaker or a, you know, microphone. So, you know, the least I can do, and then that's it, you know, and just deliver on what people are asking me to deliver on, which is, hey, can you give me advice about this? Can you give me advice about that? And then, you know, unfortunately, yeah, you do actually do need to have a good thumbnail, because that's how people click, right? So my thumbnails are getting a little bit better. And I'm just making sure that I have emotion in my thumbnails and it's just really clear and clean. My thumbnails, you guys, were like, I have improved on the thumbnails, but I agree, like, they definitely need work. but I'm also going to just focus on what's working as well. So right now, people are finding me through the vertical mode, going live, and then they're going back looking at my older videos, and then they're like, because they saw me live, they don't care about the thumbnails. All the thumbnails that the 1,000 thumbnails that I could have spent hours on, well, they're like, oh, well, I saw this girl on live, so I already know, like, I've already decided that I'm engaged with her, what she has to talk about, what her page is about. So I'm just gonna just scroll through her page and just kind of like start to shop around, right? So it's kind of like this style is working for me, right? And people spend hours on thumbnails. And I mean, it makes sense. You know, those are the channels that have the 600, 700, million subscribers. And, maybe in the future I'll hire a thumbnail artist or something, but like, I just don't have time for that. And I'm just going to meet myself where I am, right? I know that I have my little pink furry one too. I like the furry ones. And I feel like because of the fur, I still think I need a better one though, but I like the furry ones too. Welcome from India, or to India, Satnam to India. So I hope you guys are like vibing with what I'm talking about. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. It's kind of like a virtual nod, like, yep, like I hear you. Just so I know. Let's see what else you all are saying. It says, I didn't know that format. Let me see if okay, good, my iPad's on, so I don't have to keep reaching over. So yeah, the vertical format. And it's funny because Hallie actually called it out to me. She was like, oh, it's like YouTube's pushing it. And I was already doing it naturally because I was like, I don't have time to like turn my camera this way and make sure the setting is, I just was like, I'm just going to press on. And then all of a sudden it was like my page started jumping. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe I caught into the algorithm or something, but then it's a format that it's picking up, which works to all of our favor right now, because the thing is, it kind of is a cheat code, or like it's kind of like a secret, what's the right word? It's basically just like a secret passageway around the thumbnails. Because if you're catching me live and you like what I'm helping you, or we're vibing, or you're like, I want to be a part of this community, like I just like what she's talking about. Because right now we have a fitness check-in every day up until the last day of the year, and then we're gonna evaluate like just how we did for the holiday season, and just kind of hold each other accountable and not overindulging on food and all that. So I talked about that in my other videos. So you might just tap in with me, and then if you see a bad thumbnail, like there's people that I love their content so much, I don't even like their content, like their thumbnail, I don't even look at it. I just see the name just posted, and that it's a fresh post. Like I see the name and newest post, you know what I mean? Like posted 15 minutes ago, and I'm like, yes, it's fresh. I don't even look at the thumbnail because I just like the topic and the type of coach that they are online. So this is like a really cool way to kind of go around that if you are struggling with the thumbnails like I am. So just saying, going live is, I also think it's like, I wipe my makeup all over my face. I also think it's a really cool way to connect with people, because I'm just better when I know I'm actually talking to a live lens. Like I know that there's real eyeballs on the other side of this lens. You'll see it in my other videos where I'm not live. I'm just different. Like there's just something that turns on in me when there's other people, and then I'm able to answer questions, and it's just more natural. But when I'm doing a regular video, I'm getting better and better each time, because I'm like, okay, just imagine that there's real people behind the lens, just like alive. Like just imagine it's alive. Just imagine it's alive, And then I've been coming off a little bit more fluid in my normal videos, but I like the lives. It's just like I feel like it's more human. So let's see what y'all are saying. Let's see. Oh yeah, Perfect Queen says, "Oh yes, that is true. I loved your video because you look real, down to earth." Thank you so much. And I like really practiced, which is so weird to say, but I practiced trying to stay down to earth because something about the lens like changes people. Maybe because it truly isn't real engagement. It's like there's a barrier, right, with the lens. So I was like, just keep practicing, like just act like you're speaking to a real person, act like you bumped into somebody at the gym, act like you're talking to somebody at their grocery store, act like you're talking to a family member, like just keep practicing that. Because my older videos, I was literally like so stiff and like just like, hey, and I just felt like I wasn't allowed to like move my neck or something. And my personality is very movable, so my older videos where they're just like, edited, and I just look, it's just not it. But they're there and you can see my growth. And I'm probably being a little extra hard on myself. They're not that terrible, but I just know my personality, so I know that I'm being stiff and I'm not like a stiff person. Let's see. Perfect Queen says, "Yeah, I didn't care about the for the fancy thumbnail." Yeah, I think it's kind of like dying down. I think it might pick up in a couple years from now again, but I think that this is the perfect time to really jump into the YouTube game because it is like it's for people like me and you that just want to be able to have a shot at this. Like when you know that you have talent, or you have a gift to share, you have the ability to touch people or to motivate and inspire people or to actually get people to move. Like I'm not going to just like talk at you and then you're listening to me talk. It's like I want to move you to move. Like I want you to literally, and you know what's so interesting about this? God was like preparing me for this in my 20s, in my early 20s, and I didn't even realize it because when I was a district manager, I had to I had to manage people that I didn't see every day. I saw them like because I managed 7 different locations in all of LA. So sometimes I wouldn't see them for like 2 or 3 weeks because I had a store in Palm Springs. I had a store all the way in Orange County. I would have a store in the Inland Empire. Like I was all like having to drive all over the place. So I would do conference calls every day. And the conference calls, I didn't even realize I was being prepared to inspire people because I had to trust that the words, like the power behind my words, had to move them to actually do their jobs because a whole store could just be burnt down. Like I wouldn't, like technically, there could have been times where a store was just completely not even open and I had no idea, which the mall management would have called me if that happened. But you know what I'm saying? Like technically, they could just be chilling. Like they had to have a little bit of fear put up under them, to like, okay, like when I'm there, I need to see this. I need to see this. I'm betting on you to do this. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, let's go. I trust you. I know I can lean on you, right? I know, like I would just, all these probing questions to get like information. I'd have to sift for information, like to really see if they were telling me the truth or not. And then I would be able to tell if they were lying when I showed up to the store 2 weeks later, right? So I didn't know that me practicing how to speak to people on conference calls and get them to move, get them to get results without me actually seeing them in person was preparing me to do this. So you just never know. Like you might think like, man, like my time isn't here, or like my page isn't popping. God might be like working on you still. Like you just need to, like if you were to pop, you would just fall to your demise because you're not prepared for it yet, right? Even like with the trolls, like 5 years ago, I would like be popping back off, and it's like, why am I wasting my time talking to a stranger, like a weird stranger, that's like coming on my page talking about like literally wasting minutes of their life to put me down. Like, why am I going back and forth? And I'm never going to meet them. It's not like I'm going to meet up with them and punch them in the face. So I had to work on myself with that. The pride had to, I had to humble myself with that. So there might be things that you need to work on and just be okay with it, if your page isn't like popping yet. And when it does, you'll be like super ready and super prepared. Like also too, if your page isn't popping, but you don't have a business, like I was like, yeah, I want my page to pop, but I didn't have a business website. I didn't have uh, a business trademark name. my name is trademarked now. I didn't have anything to like offer anybody like, hey, you know, here's my ebook on how I lost 30 pounds. I'm going to create way more of these ebooks and things like that. But I've just been loving kind of like being in the flow of like being on live with you guys. But like, I didn't have anything to offer anybody, you know? So if I would have popped off, well, okay, am I collecting emails? Am I offering a service? How am I going to stay in touch with you? Like, what am I doing? So if none of that, if you can't speak to any of that stuff right now, then you got to get all that stuff in order. Like literally go to udemy.com. I love Udemy. There's like PhD professors on there that are dropping gems and have packaged up courses, and they are certified. You do have a certification when you are done. So I'm a certified life coach actually through I have it down in my description. This one particular program that I actually took on Udemy. And so there's, you know, whole courses for cheap, super cheap on udemy.com, and learn how to start a business while you're also growing your YouTube, because there's no reason to collect a whole community and then you have no way to serve them. Like you're just collecting people, like for what? You know what I mean? So get all that stuff in order. Like you should be ready to go. Let's see. The recycling guy says, I'm trying to spread awareness for an environmental cause and boost my channel. I see my short videos get more attention, but my long form needs work. Yeah. Well, that's good that you're able to like identify where your traffic is coming through. And there's actually channels that are getting really good at this. So maybe you might want to look at this too, where um the short videos, I'm not sure if like, do you mean shorts or actually just short videos, like a 5-minute video or actual shorts? Because what I've been seeing is people will create shorts and then funnel people in from the shorts in long form. I've actually done that a lot on my channel as well, like by making remixes. So that might be a good way, like your long form videos, chop them. Like there's that button right here that says, excuse me, there's let's see, this button right here. Why is it not on here? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but that remix, the remix, I think it's because I'm not logged in or something on my iPad, but there's a remix button and you just press remix on one of your long videos and it just cuts it right into a 60-second, and then you can funnel people in. And I've actually gotten a lot of subscribers. I've gotten like, let me actually see right now. Let me see how many subscribers I've gotten from shorts. Because it's not really like, they've been doing studies, and typically if you do shorts, you don't really get a ton of subscribers that end up translating to views. But I think that I have been able to get a few people that have translated to views be making remixes, and then they see, oh, this is like a clip from a longer video, and then they like watch the whole video. So there's strategies on how to do that. But just keep posting. I'm telling you, just keep going, and you're gonna have the, oh, you know what, I'll actually show you guys. I'll show you guys something really cool that I haven't thought of showing you guys yet. So I'm happy that you brought that up, because it just triggered me to do that. So let me see. I've gotten 53 subscribers. Okay, so my lifetime. Okay, wow. This is wild. I did not know this. Wow. So I've gotten 2,700 subscribers from shorts during my whole duration of being on YouTube. 2,700. So I have almost 7,000. It's heading towards 7,000. So a third of my subscribers have come from shorts. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else. Okay, so this is what I want to show you all. Let me also read what you guys are saying, and then I'll show you guys what I was going to show you. Thank you guys for the compliments. Let's see. Everyone, please fill in Zanya. Is it Zanya or Ariel? Please fill her in and welcome. Let's see. Oh, yes. Trolls put me down. Yeah, the trolls are just... Whew. Let's see. Welcome, Party God. Let's see. Perfect Queen says, I cannot wait to be working on YouTube and do my own thing. Yes, 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 yes. And you know what? We're going to be talking about this for a while. I'm going to be delivering on discussing these things as long as there's comments about wanting to hear this from me. So, you know, let's all grow together. You know what I mean? Like all big impact channels, small in numbers, but big in impact, all gather here and we can just shoot up all together. All right. Okay. So I haven't shown anyone this yet. So you guys are going to see it. I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be one of those channels that's like, okay, so revenue update, see how much I made. I don't know. I'm kind of like working with the Lord on that. I don't know if I want to be one of those channels where it's like every 5 seconds I'm telling you guys that's not why I created this. It's a wellness channel. However, I do think that there's some aspects that are encouraging about it. So I think what I might do is say, you know, hey guys, I have officially made full-time level income from AdSense. Like, you know, I'm obviously nowhere near that yet because I just got monetized a week and a half ago. But I don't think, as of right now, I don't think I'm going to be somebody that's like doing a ton of, like how much money I made. Like maybe I might do it a whole year or something, like a year from now, maybe something like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not confirmed on that, but we'll see. So, but what I will show you is this is why every video is a money soldier. Every video. Every single video is a money soldier, and I'm going to show you guys why right now. Okay, so every time I make a video, before this wasn't here. So see this little money sign right here? See that little money sign? It's green. It's kind of hard to tell that it's green on here, but that money sign right there. Okay. That money sign, I had to manually go back and put that little money button on all of it. Like I had to press the toggle to be monetized. Okay. So this is how people make a lot of money their first month when they get monetized and they've been on YouTube for a while. So here's the thing. Let's just say I only had like the first like 10 videos and I got monetized, right? And I only had like 2 live videos and like 10 videos. And like say these all did really well and went viral and I got monetized, right? Well, unless like once those slow down, I don't have anything else to get monetized from. Now some of them will probably still continue to make their evergreen content. So they'll continue to get views and continue to get AdSense revenue from it. But because I have all this backlog, all these videos, look at that. All these videos. Look, it keeps going. All these videos. This is how long I've been on. Videos. Look at that. More. That's how much I've been posting. That's been my grind, right? I went back and manually put the $sign on every single video. Look at that. More. Like, it's crazy, you guys. When I tell you I think I have over 1,000 between, okay, yeah, now I'm at the bottom. Like, look at, oh gosh, I was so stiff in this one. I was like literally I felt like I wasn't allowed to move my neck or my face. Like, I don't know why. I just was so nervous, like talking to the camera and no one was there. It was just like, I was nervous about myself. Like, it was weird. So, and then these ones are just really bad. Like there's not even like the whole, it's just like fuzzy. It's not even like, I don't even have a full thumbnail. It's just like the little middle thumbnail. And then some of these, as you go up, it's like they're just so like the cheesy ones from Canva. And then as you go up even more. So I was trying, but it just wasn't hitting. And then like, look at these. Like, these are just so, I mean, that one's okay. But like, these ones are just so like, there's just too much going on. Like, some of them didn't even have it. There's too much going on. And then I really started trying, like when I got up here, and they just look, I don't know why I was doing the 3-person thing. I thought it was cool apparently, and like it wasn't. And I spent a lot of time, like 30 minutes making these. No. And then when you scroll up even more, I was getting better like here. Like is where I was like, okay, like I'm kind of getting it like a little bit. But there's ones where I'm like, that was just so busy and you can't even tell, like the words are not even big enough. Like it just was a mess. So then now my thumbnails are like, they're not the best thing in the world. They're not the best thing in the world, but they're just clear. They're just clear and big and just like, you can just see my face clearly. Like it's just clear, big, straight to the point, right? So I'm okay with that for now. I'm okay with that for now, right? So, okay, so that dollar sign, and don't get it twisted, the live section, I didn't even show you guys the live section. The live section, if I click here, if I click live, it goes for miles and miles too. Like, you know, the Price is Right, where you like pull like the wheel, it's like that. Like there, it goes for miles and miles and miles, okay? So I had to go manually go back, but that's why, you guys. Okay, I hope that you're really going to hear me on this. I know I was putting in work, Hallie. I was putting in work. So when I was putting all the dollar signs on these, what I want you to get is like, you may feel like right now you're not getting any money. Like you're never going to get paid for like that 30-minute video that you put so much work into. You will, it's just will be in the future. So think about it like it's an investment. Think about it, you're investing in a stock. Like, well, you're investing in Ciana stock. Like you're investing in your channel stock. And you're just putting in investments. And your investments are you're paying with your time. You're paying with your attention to do the video. So, and then you will get a return later. So because I made those, so some of you guys said you found me today, or you found me from my 2 videos that are popping right now. So now you may be like, I want to see what else, like how long has she been on YouTube? Like who is this woman? Like what's she about? So people have been scrolling all the, like literally have taken the time to scroll all the way down. And we've all done that before. Like when we really are vibing with someone, scroll all the way down. And now a video that I made that I was stiff on and like looking weird, every time they click on it to just see what I was about, even if they don't watch the whole thing, every time they click on it, I get an AdSense revenue. And yeah, it's a few cents or a few dollars, or, you know, it's adding up because I just only been monetized for a couple days, but it's adding up is my point. You know what I mean? So it's like all that hard work really did pay off. And it didn't feel like it at the time, but then about a year in, it was paying off in the moment because I was like, I'm helping people. This is like my community service. Like this is me giving service back to mankind. And I have a passion for that. Like I have a heart. I've always had a heart for that. So I just was like, maybe that's just what this is for me. And then boom, 5 years later, I'm now like reaping from me sowing those seeds a long time ago. And I just gave up on kind of like focusing on that. I'm not saying that it wasn't ever something I would like to enjoy, right? But I released my hand off of it, and I just like let God put his hand on it, and just was like, your timing, whatever. I'm just going to follow the nudges of what you're wanting me to do, and then boom. All right. Let me see what y'all are saying. And if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer any other questions. So the main thing of, of this live is just don't tell anybody. I really want to encourage you to do that. Don't tell anybody about your YouTube. Let people be so shocked. Like let people fumble around and find you when you like have a silver play button or something. Like just don't ever tell anybody like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm just, I have plans with family. Well, like who's with myself. You know what I mean? Like I have plans, or I gotta get up early. I gotta, get some work. I gotta get something done like early in the morning. This weekend's gonna be busy. Whatever excuses, right? Like I gotta get up early tomorrow, so I won't be able to go out tonight. And then you're really waking up early so you can shoot your content. Like you just gotta do what you gotta do if you really want it. If you really feel like this is a calling on your life. Let's see. Damo says, Damo Straight Go, I believe it says, that's exactly what I'm on right now. I'm sharing to Facebook, but I stopped. Yep, I was doing the same thing. I stopped on Facebook because I'm just like, nobody's really watching. And then, okay, a couple things with that. No one's really watching. And then maybe one or two people that are. And then I've even heard people like talking crap about me, like when I post it. So it just was like, just forget it. I'm not even getting like, it's not like every time I post it, I'm getting 100 people actually leaving the Facebook platform and going straight to my YouTube. So I'm like, that's just a waste of I gotta like take back those minutes. And then also, I don't know if this is true, but I also did hear that somehow, this is not confirmed. So you guys let me know if you've heard this before too, but somehow if you post the link from your YouTube video onto another platform, the algorithm somehow thinks that you know how to push your own content. So it will actually slow down pushing your content out. I don't know if that's a rumor just to get you not to post outside of the platform, but I heard that you should only promote your video within the platform. And like arguably, I kind of like, I don't know, I was really promoting my YouTube on my Facebook 3-4 years ago, and it wasn't translating, so it was a lot of wasted time. Hallie says that's crazy that you heard people talking about. Oh yeah, like through the grapevine, or people try to water it down, like, oh yeah, so and so was saying this, da, 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 which really means it's probably 10 times worse, or just actual flat out like that. It was like funny watching me like try, Bye. Like, I don't care. Like, you're not who I'm trying to serve. And to be honest, you're just like, you get to a certain level of wisdom where you know that every single thing that people project is their own insecurity that they're putting out there, but they're projecting it on you as a mirror. So, no, you wish you could start a YouTube channel and you are nervous and insecure. You're not confident to do that. You're not confident to try something new. You're not confident to actually like just do something that you have a passion about, or actually go after your dreams. Like you don't feel like you can do it. So you're looking at me doing it, looking at a reflection of the fact that you're not doing it. So you're trying to project it back, that like trying to put me down, but I'm highlighting that you're not doing something. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I know that was like a mouthful. Okay, so evolve over the years, Hallie. Yep. Yep. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Let's see. I seen some of your videos were corny, but fun, like the ones when on the. Oh my gosh, yeah. I literally used to do live videos, and I actually might still do this because I got a habit stack. Okay, so there might be times where I want to get on live with you guys, but I might also need to get my steps in, or still need to burn my calories for the day. So I used to do that a lot. I would get on. Are you talking about my treadmill? I don't think I have a lot of lives with being on my treadmill. But on my Peloton, I have a lot of lives being on my Peloton, and I had to do what I had to do. I had to get my steps, my calories in, burned, and I had to get my time in on YouTube. Thank you, Nina, for tapping in. Welcome to the tribe. Let's see. Camille, just found your channel today. Welcome, Camille. The recycling guy. Yeah, you are helping people you helped. I stopped here and learning something. Awesome. Queen says, you already reached me so much with your 3 videos that I watched. I'm so glad to hear it, because I have been practicing and trying to get better at that. So that's really good feedback. Forever life, the spirit never dies. Have some tacos. I love tacos. Let's see. Hallie says, when you first started this channel, did you have same focus of health and mindfulness, or did it evolve? It did evolve. It did. I always knew I wanted to do fitness, but I wasn't confident with teaching people about it because I was still in it myself. So I was like, well, let me just start something. And I started talking about caregiving. And then when I posted my first few, or no, I posted my first video about how to detect if somebody's on drugs because I helped somebody really close with me overcome a drug addiction. But then when people were finding me because of it and then asking me all these questions, I'm like, I'm not a drug expert and I actually don't want to talk about this all the time. Like, this is actually really triggering for me. So then I started talking about caregiving, and then I was like, well, I actually don't want my Ciana Singh page. Like, I just want a whole nother caregiving page. So then that's why I have at WithLoveChuckie, my other dementia caregiving channel to help. And that one's going to be very niche. That one's not going to be kind of like this big umbrella that I have of wellness. That one's going to be dementia, like specifically dementia, the who, what, where, how, and when of dementia, and like speaking about resources and like all that. But and then I just was like, you know what? The only way to get confident about teaching about wellness is just to start. And then I was like, I'm in my 30s. Like, I can teach women in their 20s. You know, like there's something I know a little bit more than somebody out there. So don't get so caught up in my head to where I'm like, well, I have to have this credential. I have to have this life coaching. I have to have a fitness certification. I have to do this. Because I kind of had like the old school mindset of like, oh, you need a degree. I do have a business marketing degree. I went to Fresno State, graduated with honors. But like I just kept feeling like I needed like a degree or something, and I just was like, but I have life experience and I actually have went through trial and error, which is also very valuable. So I just uh started doing it like that way. So that then it evolved. But I didn't start off saying, okay, let me actually go back. Actually, before in 2013, when I signed up with the account in 2013 and didn't post for 6 years, I actually sat down with a really, really close friend of mine who really believed in me, and they were like, you totally are like everything wellness that's who you are. And we sat down and we were like, okay, we're going to have different sections. Like, I'm going to talk about fitness, and then I'm going to talk about food, and then I'm going to talk about like mindset stuff. But I didn't like think about like, oh, health, fitness, and mindfulness. I didn't like think about it then, but I was just brainstorming, and my the person I was brainstorming with was just like really smart and like really creative, and so was just kind of helping me like brainstorm and get the confidence. And then I still didn't post for 6 years. So it actually was birthed or like conceived, I guess you could say, then in 2013. And then I just like was just too nervous and like too in my head for 6 years to post the video. And then like for some reason that kind of fell away because I wasn't confident, even though I was living and breathing it myself already. I still just feel like the imposter syndrome was just too strong over my own life experience. And then I was able to like defeat the imposter monster. And then I posted my first video and was cringed out and was just like, I just have to keep going. I just have to fail in public. I just have to be cheesy. I just have to like let my eyeballs bounce all over the place. I just have to be stuttering, and I just have to just practice. Like, it is what it is. So, and that's what I did. Well, that's a really good question. Let's see. Fiona's Life says, I haven't told anyone and don't even share my channel on Instagram. Bomb. Just doing it and enjoying. Yes. Like, keep going with that energy because people will take the wind out of your sails real quick. Let's see. God of Egypt, evolve over years, Hallie. Yep. Damo says, I've heard that it's better for the YouTube's algorithm if viewers watch it within YouTube instead of shared links. Yeah, I think that there's something there. I think that there is something with like the outside link thing. Like, there's something there that like it just isn't, it doesn't benefit, like the return on you spending the time to do it is just not worth it. So I think there's something there with that. Perfect Queen says, I've been on YouTube for a long time and finally starting to get subs. I changed my content. Awesome. Pivoting is hard. So that's really good that you went for it. Mowbray says, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Absolutely. Caesar says, hello, Ciana. Beautiful greetings. Welcome. Hallie says, wow, thank you for sharing that. It's helpful for those of us who still have the imposter monster. Like, I still have it, and I've made 30,000 videos. I made 300 million videos, and I'm still like, man, like, should I like talk? Like, still, I still have that. I don't know where that comes from, but what I'm confident with, I'm messing up my hair. What I'm confident with understanding now is that the beauty of aging, the beauty of aging is that I actually really do know more than a lot of people now, you know? So that I could stand on, like that I could stand on business with. Like you can't beat 2 decades of being an adult, right? So I know more than an 18-year-old. Like I know way more than a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, 23. Like I can stand on that. So when I look at my analytics and I see that there is like 15%, 20% of my viewers are 18 to 25, like I know for like if I'm not speaking to anybody, I know for a fact like that group, I know for a fact I know way more than them. I mean, maybe they might be like majoring in engineering, so they got me there, but you can't get me on the life experience. So that has made me kind of like give myself permission to just like say I'm certified. Like I am a certified person that can speak on this because I'm like an elder to some degree compared to them, you know? Brown says, so we're dumb. No, you're not dumb, but you literally can't beat someone that's 20 years older than you in the wisdom department. Like I can't beat somebody that's 20 years older than me in their 50s. Like I got to put some respect on the 50-year-olds. Like they've been where I'm at. They've gone through the same problems. They've gone through the same seasons over and over. They've overcome over and over. So you only get your stripes by just living. So you're not dumb at all. You're actually smart to be here listening to people that have been around longer than you and to collect the wisdom, and you get to benefit from the wisdom at your young age. I don't know how old you are. I'm assuming you're in that bracket. But it's like, yeah, if you're someone that's 21, 22, like there was, I believe his name was like Jay something, Jay something. We were all giving him so much advice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how cool is that this guy is 26 years old and he's just like getting all this advice from people that are 15 years older than him. Like he was just getting gem after gem after gem. And he gets to, if he was taking notes, he gets to take it, practice it, apply it to his life, and be ahead of the game at 26 instead of having to learn the hard way and people are still gonna learn the hard way. Like it just is part of life. But you're still a little bit more prepared for it, you know, going into it. Let's see. I'm going to watch this live tomorrow because it's time for me to go to bed. Good night, Perfect Queen. Thanks for tapping in. Hallie said, it's the devil, girl. But the beautiful thing is that you keep going nevertheless. Yep, you just got to keep going. Just got to keep going. Hallie says, I'm constantly thinking about all the things. Got to make a website. Got to figure out my content strategy. Got to figure out how to record nice videos. So many things. Yeah, it's like, it's a lot. And just chunk it down. That's what I did. And you're so like on point with your stuff too. Like just what I did was I was like, I don't know how to build a website. I don't know how to build a website. Like I don't want to hire somebody. I do have the money. I don't want to hire somebody. I want to keep that money in my investing account. I'm saving that for my future. So I just was like, how to build a website. And I just literally blocked off an entire weekend. I remember I was like, I'm going to do it on this day. I'm not going to do nothing else. I'm just going to wake up, take a shower, and I'm just going to literally go step by step, tooth and nail on how to build a website. And my website is so basic, like it's so, but it's doing the normal functions, how to add the domain name. So I just literally Googled all of it, watched the tutorial, and then as I would pause the tutorial and then do it. Okay, I would watch the tutorial, boom. And I chose PayHip because it's free. And then they just get a little bit of percentage of every sale that I make. And then once I make like a ton of sales, I could switch it over to a different type of payment plan with them to where they get like $30 a month. But right now I'm okay with them getting like, they only get like a few cents from every sale and it's free. I don't have to do anything with it. So I built it myself. And then next thing I was like, I got to trademark my name. Like, I don't know how to do that. So I literally Googled how to trademark. I found a tutorial on YouTube. I did the same thing. I paused it, would go, and then I found the website to the trademark. The, what is it? The USPTO, I think it's called the USPTO for trademark. And I was on the phone with them all day. I called them like every hour on the hour because it was so confusing. And I went through that whole process. I could have hired a lawyer, but I did it myself. And I kind of wanted to learn these things too, just to have some kind of idea. It was very choppy and messy, but I did it. So I went, Googled it, YouTube came up, followed the steps, paused it, try to do as much as I could with the steps. I would come into a kink. Thank God there's a number with representatives. I would call the representatives. It was to the point I was like, hey, I know you know me by now, but what does this mean? What is like, I don't know what I still like, I don't have it memorized, but like there would just be so many like different categories and stuff. I was like, what do I pick? And they'd be like, well, we can't pick one for you, but let me tell you like why you would pick something. And, and then I filled it out. It got submitted. I had to wait like 9 months, something crazy, to like get it to be seen. And then they were like, okay, you're now in the process of getting reviewed. And then it didn't get approved. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't fill it out correctly. But then a lawyer called me from the PTO was like, okay, or they actually wanted me to refill out something. And then there was a number on there. And I just called the lawyer. I don't know how to like talk about these legal jargon things. So I was like, da 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 da. And then he was like, well, you know what? Since I have you on the phone, and then I was so happy he said that. I was like, oh my God, thank God. Because I don't want to fill out another like 20-page thing. Boom, I officially have a trademark. So like everything is free on the internet. And there's people charging thousands of dollars. And I do understand why they do that now that I've been through the process of some of these back end things for starting your business. There is a lot. And it is a lot to like teach someone. But like, I'll just try to give as much free information as I can before it just kind of won't make sense until you actually can follow like a step-by-step program. But that's what I did. I mainly Googled things and kept calling representatives and just kept talking to people until they would direct me to the next person, and then I would get something submitted and finally it'd be approved. So, did you wait to get your TM approved before starting your channel? I did. So at first my page was just Ciana Singh. And so now once I got it approved, I added Embody Pursuit. But that's a good question. It's like you do want to make sure. And then I got the domain name. I bought the domain name Embody Pursuit. I have the Gmail name. And so it's like, you want to just make sure like those things are, I mean, I didn't have to have some of this stuff like to start a YouTube channel, but it just feels good that I have like the extra protection, Let me see. God of Egypt says, I'm a salesman and do security. Awesome. Patrick, I'm already looking into investing in a commercial lawyer first. And you should. Like that whole process, that like 9 grueling months of going back and forth and talking to lawyers and stuff, like I probably should have, but it's cool that I went through the experience. But you don't need, like, if you want to spend the money for it, like, and you have the money for it, you should. But I will say it is possible to do it on your own. For people that are wondering, it really, and now because I went through it, now I'll be able to do it piece of cake now. So, I plan on having other brands in the future, and wanting to get other things trademarked. So now I know how to do it, and then boom, I know how to submit the information. Now I have that lawyer's contact. Boom, I can just go through him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's definitely not cheap. Like I think it was like almost like $400, like something like that, the whole process was like a little over $400 to get. And then if I had hired a lawyer, that probably would have been another, a good, you know, a solid one or whatever, like another eight to 1,800 to $1,000 or something like that. Like, and they try to get you, of course, you know, of course, like there's more honest ones that probably would have only charged like 200 for that, but you just never know. Like when you're not, and then like, it was weird too. I went through this thing where, so once you start to, once you apply to have it, um, once you apply to have your trademark evaluated to see if it's out, like if somebody else is already using it or if somebody else already trademarked it, there is, I don't know where they're getting this information, but there's a website that other lawyers can see. And what they'll do is they'll threaten, they'll say, I almost got on this. So they'll threaten and say, hey, somebody else also applied for this name and you're going to need to do X, Y, and Z. So you're going to need to like get this service immediately and or you will lose the name. This other person is trying to get the name. We have them on hold. But if you don't proceed in the next 2 days and give us $250 for this X, Y, and Z service, then you will da 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 da. And so I had to like go into a ton of research. And then I found out that when you apply for these things, it goes into a database. And somehow these lawyers or these services have access to this database. And then they try to like, because they're professional and they have like the legal jargon language, they kind of like scare you with thinking that you're like doing something wrong or you don't know what you're doing. And so I just ended up calling I just went directly to the trademark official US trademark station or whatever business. And I talked to a live person myself and they were like, no, all you need to do is this, da, 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 da. So I got to skip the lawyer part, but like I was, people are so silly. Thank you. But I was, I almost got for that because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like nervous. Like, am I going to lose my trademark? Like, what did I do wrong? So yeah. So I started my channel. My channel was it was just Ciana Singh for the longest time. And then, because it says, you said, did you wait to get your TM approved before starting your channel? No. So I started a channel and then as I started my channel and then as I was talking about health, fitness, and mindfulness, I was like, I really want like a theme. I don't want it to just be Ciana Singh. I'm feeling called to have it be like named something. Like there's something that like there's a mantra or like just something on this. And I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, what am I really asking people to do? Like, I want you to get better at your health, your fitness, your mindfulness, your just, you know, your confidence, like all this whole collection of things. But I was like, that's too much. I want to be able to like put it under one little, like either one solid name or two, like something. And so I kept messing around with names and I'm like, I don't want people to just like put this on their to-do list or put this on their calendar. I want them to be it. Like I want them to, then I was like, oh, I want them to embody it. I want them to embody this. Like they are walking, talking as this new being, right? So I want them to embody. So, and then I looked up the definition of embody and something about the definition, it like, it popped out to me. So it says, be an expression of or give a tangible or visible form to an idea. So you know how like we can have an idea of how we see ourselves or we identify, like we have this vision, but it's like still in dreamland. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still in dreamland. And like we want to get the idea like into like the reality so we can touch it. So like that's pretty much what this is saying. It's like to embody something is to be an expression of or give a tangible or visible form. So I want it to turn from the idea into form. And then you're the walking, talking version. You know, like when God like molded Adam and like also molded like made Eve from Adam's rib, like God like had his creation and then he like molded it. Like that's what I thought about. Um, and then pursuit, like pursuit, I just feel like it's such a strong, like, we're not just going after it, or we're not just like headed toward it, or we're not just working on it. Like, we're in pursuit. Like, it's almost like, we're an Olympic gold medalist training. Like, we are going for it with all cylinders on high, So I just was like, pursuit, embody pursuit, embody pursuit. I like the flow of that, embody pursuit. And then when I put it together, I just liked that they were like, one is 7 letters and one is 6 letters, but they're, when you put them next to each other, it's like, it's the same, it looks symmetrical. So anyways, I know that was like super off tangent, but that's how I came up with the name. So to answer your question, it kind of birthed itself through me starting the YouTube. And then when I started the YouTube, I was like, I don't want to just be Ciana Singh. Like, I don't want to talk about health and wellness under Ciana Singh. I want it to like be an extension. So I hope that helps, like, with your journey. Anyone that's maybe thinking of like branding something, or thinking about creating like a trademark, like having a trademark, or just kind of putting something under an umbrella. It says that stuff matters though, like how the words fit together and everything. Yeah, like I was like, is it gonna be too long? It's gonna be too short. But I really like that if you put embody and pursuit on top of each other, it looks like all. It actually looks so together that I actually, for the longest time, thought that both of them had 6 letters, and then my mom was like, no, pursuit has 7. But I think it's because the I makes it like, the I is like such a skinny letter that it, just all ends up looking, and then all the other letters in embody are chunky, like they're wide letters. So because pursuit has a T and an I, it makes the word short, like look shorter. Does that make sense? I don't know, but yeah, it just all looks like lined up. So yeah. And at first I really wanted something that had illuminated in it, like illuminated, lumify, illuminate, light. And actually I did want embody light, and that was actually taken. But I'm happy I have embody pursuit now, because it just sounds like really like elite, like embody pursuit. Like, it sounds elite. Um it just sounds like top tier to me. Like, I like it. So, Ciana, I even gained an 800 number for my business that I've been paying for at least 2 years. I'm sick of myself. I'm laughing because, like, you just sound like it's me too. Like, you sound like me. Like, I was just done. Like, I was over myself, and you already know, I just like, I literally got out of my own way. But just pick, just do one thing per weekend. Like, just pick every weekend, just do one thing, and then just keep chipping away, keep chipping away, keep chipping away. You know what I mean? And then just get, if you don't want to pay for that, well, you should probably keep the 800 number, but also get a Google number. I have a Google number. It's a Google LA number, and that's my business number. And it's free. I think it's just, if you have a Gmail, you can get one. So any other questions? Any comments about the topic, or just in general at this point? Patrick says it's like $300 an hour, so I go off and on for this help. Yeah. I guess you have an hour, so you just try to get as much as you can within the hour, but yeah, it's not cheap. I have an LLC. Yeah, I have an LLC for mine too. I have an LLC for Embody Pursuit and trademark, all that. And I just figured out that you also have to have a particular form filed or coming at the beginning of the year. Everyone will get charged $500 a day if you don't have this form submitted. Oh my gosh, let me tell you guys what it is actually. So it's a form of identification or something. Like it's like another layer of, because I guess like people are doing like weird, shady stuff with LLCs now. So it's like another layer that the government put there. So let me actually see. I really want to find this for you guys really quickly. So just bear with me because I was shook when I heard that. I was like, oh my gosh. And they're cracking down on it. Everyone, you will get charged $500 a day, if this file is not processed. Where is it? Okay, so in my folder here. Okay, so it's called, this is what you need. It says, okay, so I found it on this business page. I screenshotted this and put this in my business files. So it says they can fine you up to $100,000. That's right. If you fail to file your beneficial ownership report as the owner of an LLC, you can be fined $595 per day up to $100,000 a year. Yeah. Yeah. So make sure to do that. I did that. I have it filed. I think it was like free to file. But so it's called a beneficial ownership report. Beneficial ownership report. So if anyone has an LLC on here, make sure you like look that up. Screenshot this right now if you want to go to this is a screenshot. So you can, it's a screenshot of the screenshot, but go to Egypt Charade and go look at the whole video if anyone's confused. It's $500 a day up to $100,000, and then they can do it again the next year. So they're basically saying they're really wanting you to like file that. Oh yeah, Egypt from the night. I didn't know who she was. I only know her as the I only know her as she was like a host for Love and Hip Hop, or no. She was a host for some kind of like BET show or for some kind of Oprah, like on Oprah's own network. Like she was like a host for one of those shows. That's the first time I've seen her. Oh, is she? Oh, I like don't know who she is. But she definitely has a presence. Like she has a presence like she's been around for a while. Oh, okay, yeah, so she has hosted shows. You said you have a week off in December. Yeah, just really, and just do one thing a day. Just do one thing a day. Like I was like, because I was like, I had to do all these things, but I just was like, you know what? For the whole day, I'm not going to do nothing else but just the trademark. Or for the whole day, I'm not going to do nothing else but just the website. For the whole day, I'm not going to do nothing else but just figure out how to buy a domain, how to create a domain name, buy it, and then link it to a website. I just spent an entire 10 hours one day and just knocked that all out. Boom. It was torturous. It was like painful, like, and tedious and all that. But like, I just locked in and got it all done. And now it's just done forever. I know. I saw that Hallie, the trophy wife. It's crazy. She had like 17,000 subscribers. Now she's like almost at 60K. It's crazy. Now there's like all these like reaction videos to it. You know what? There was one thing that I actually agreed with. Oh Oh, you had a crush on her back in the day, Patrick? That's funny. So there was one thing I actually agreed with, and I was like, you know what? That is right. Like, her story was so powerful, and I actually like had a conversation with my brother because I was like, look, like you just like really need to pay attention to all the uncles, all the, like it just made me reminded me to check in like with the children in my family of like, okay, who's really around them? Like, is there any uncles or cousins that I'm like wary about? Like, so it was like I was moved by her message, but then people were like, well, is that fair to her daughters? Like, it's now in less than a week is now up to 2 million views. So imagine when the girls are on the internet themselves, like, because I think the daughters are only 2 and 4 years old. So then now when they're like 10, 11, 12, and they have their own cell phones, because I'm sure, I wouldn't be surprised if she lets them have cell phones, and then they have access to the internet, and they see this is like was trending. And now the world knows that their dad violated them. They don't even have a chance to just kind of take that to the grave or like, you know, get with a counselor and a psychologist, a therapist, and heal privately. And I just was like, that is really true too. So some people are having like some people were really moved by it and like on her side, and then there's a sector of people that are like, are you just doing this for attention? Like, why would you put your daughter's business out there? Like, they don't even have the chance to say yes or no. Now it's on the internet forever. Now the whole world, like, they're gonna move in the world knowing, like, people when people meet them, it's like, oh yeah, aren't you the girl that your dad like violated you? You know. So it just is like, it's just I just hate that that happened. Period. Like, I just wish she was doing her feminine content and it was just never happened. It says it will be on the internet forever. Even if she were to take it down now, all the reaction videos, it's over. Like, it doesn't, because people are like, you need to delete it. It's like, well, what? She would need to hire like somebody from the top of Google to like get it wiped clean from the internet somehow. Like, I feel like celebrities are able to do that somehow, but I mean, unless you have access on that level, it's just kind of a wrap. So you really have to, and I actually thought about that too. Speaking of, when I, shoulder bones, when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I have to be comfortable with anything that I ever say. I have to be comfortable with it being repeated. Like, I was like, I've been on YouTube, I've been on the internet long enough to know that things can come back around and bite you in the butt, and things can, be taken out of context, or, maybe you were really going through something at that time, and then 4 years later you've completely healed and grown from that, and then now it's on the internet and people are like, well, back then you said this, and we've all done and said things from years ago that we've evolved from, right? But like, you do, when you're putting yourself out there on a public platform, you have to be aware of that. So I've really been like, I'm sure I've taken a couple L's, but I think 99% anything that I've ever said, I'm comfortable with it being repeated. So that is something to really, really take into account. Let's see what else is, what are you guys saying? Yeah, when they go to school, women and girls go through so much. Yeah, we do. We do. Don't thank me, as James Brown said. This is a man's world. Yep. Yeah, she's at 60K now, just from that one story. I mean, that is like the story of the year, in my opinion. I don't know. It is just such a sad, and like, it's just so ironic that her page is all about how to find a specific type of, you know, someone older, wiser. I actually liked her approach to the hypergamy thing only because it wasn't gold diggerish. It was just like, hey, look, like, if you're having a tough time finding younger men or men your age, or men in your demographic, or men in your area, or men, like, maybe you might want to expand your mind a little bit, not care about looks, not care about height, not care about da 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 da, like really look at like values. Are they a provider? Like, are they marriage minded? Like, I liked her approach on it. I felt like she had a very classy approach. It wasn't, in my opinion, it didn't seem like, yeah, get a man so he could pay all your bills. I haven't met anyone that wouldn't like that. Like, let's be honest, but just to be real. But like, her approach was like, she made it seem like it was like, yeah, love and all that is super important, but find a quality man that wants to be a quality father, who wants to provide a certain level of a lifestyle for your kids to go to private school, and they have the best of everything. Like, that was more of her approach, in my opinion. And then only for the person that she was like, literally was like, she said it was her Prince Charming, and was advocating for other women to find and be comfortable dating older men that are super, super, super established. And then only for it to be that was the outcome. It's just like the craziest turn of events. So just scrolling through. You're very pretty. Thank you so much for the compliments. She will be at 100K. Oh yeah, she will totally be at 100K. Yes, that girl followed Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady. Oh yeah. I've seen Isis channel before this happened. I didn't even know her name was Isis. I think she like changed her name, because I think before it wasn't. I just don't remember it being displayed as Isis, but. So the Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady, I think, is hilarious. I actually found her through more like manifestation content, like when I was kind of like in that phase. And then like she has this whole channel of like, her approach though, that's not what I'm like, that's not my vibe. Like the Sprinkle Sprinkle, like she drops gems or whatever, and like some women have had success, but like her vibe is not my vibe. No hate. I'm not judging. I literally don't care. But Sprinkle Sprinkle, but she's funny. Like she is she So I've seen that woman before. I felt like, let me see. I felt like the trophy wife was a little more like she had a more classy approach, in my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, literally the Prince Charming from hell, like the straight from the pits of hell. Is a demon. Let's see. Holly says, honestly, I realized today that she married him because she needed a place to live and wouldn't shack up with her. I remember her saying that story, and it's so interesting how like when you look back on those, it's like, yeah, what, like, really? Okay, so now, because I was looking at it from more of a, I don't know, like, I guess seeing the goodness in what she was trying to do, was just saying, hey, look, like, because she had those two boys, she had two sons that she said prior to marrying, and she just was like, well, I was going after the wrong guys, look where it got me, so now I'm going after more qualified men. And she's like, looks shouldn't matter, which I do think women need to mature with that, with the looks department stuff and the height and all that stuff. But so I liked her message, but yeah, when you look back, it's like, it does make you wonder, like, it just makes you wonder, like, now that everything's transpired, it makes you see it through a different lens now. Like, you never really know what people are going through. That's the thing. It's like, her page was so polished and she was so put together, and all that, but it's like, you really never know what's going on. And in that video, in the one that got over 2 million views, she said, and she didn't go into detail about this, but she said, she was like, there was actually some red flags that I thought I could overlook. Because I rewatched it. I watched it like 3 times because I was like, I need to like wrap my head around this. She said there was some things that I noticed that I thought I could overlook, but she did not go into detail about what those things were that she thought she could overlook. So I'm wondering if there was like a red flag of like what ended up happening, if that's what she was talking about. Like there was like a glimmer of like that potentially like could be a pot. And mind you, she had the daughters with with the married, like who she married. So those are his biological daughters. So it's just messy. So you kind of think it's a success story of like, well, there's this young girl, she was in the streets, like I don't know, I don't know if she was in the streets or not, but like she had I'm exaggerating on that. But she said that she was going after the wrong kind of guys and she ended up being a single mom and then finding this Prince Charming. And then so it's like we all love that, right? We love to see a story like have a good ending, but like it just did the craziest turn of events. She is so funny. I don't care what no one says. Like people could hate her, but I think she's a comedian. Like she is funny. Oh my gosh. You don't think she's funny, Patrick? Oh my, you know what it is? You might have to like maybe because me and Hallie are women. I don't know. There's just something about thinking about some of the stuff that, especially like when she talks about like Bob the Builders and like stuff like that is like it's just so funny. She does advocate for, at least the last time I've seen her videos, I haven't watched her videos in years now, but she advocates for no sex before marriage. Like she really pushes that. Like, so I do like that message. Like, I do think that that's like a positive message to be pushing out there. But some of the other stuff is extra. She's funny, but the ladies need to stop taking everything she says to heart. True. Because I mean, yeah, like it's just a recipe for like demise eventually. Like it can maybe get you some short-term success with like a couple bags or something, but like it's just, yeah. If you're looking for a quality long life partner, husband, wife to build and grow legacy with, like that's not the channel to be listening to. Thank you so much for the compliments. Honestly, most accomplished dudes want to sprinkle Sorry, hold on. I just wasn't expecting. Honestly, most accomplished dudes want to sprinkle bitch, but most of them want future. Okay. Um I'm so you. I'm so you understand you are beautiful and pretty. Thank you so much. Patrick says she was going for the hood dudes. Yeah. Yes, in the white lettering to the top. Um he said her about 4 times at the beginning of their marriage. The Arizona Singhs. You have the Singh last name. Is your last name from India? My husband is from Punjab. Oh, that's so cool. Let me see your channel really quick. You have a YouTube channel? Oh, how cool is that? Oh, wow. Super cute family. India, Panamanian biracial family. That's really cool. I'm half Punjabi, half black. So that's really, really cool. Awesome. I love that. That's so cool. Okay. Maybe aggressiveness or something, only God knows. Steph on says she was desperate. Yeah, I mean, it's like so sad. Maybe I just like wanted to see her like from like the innocent eyes or something. I don't know. Is it speculation now that like maybe she had this story of like kind of like the Prince Charming story, but all in all, it was really to like just have a place to live. Like, you know what I mean? Like, would a woman really do that? Like, just have a place to live with 2 sons, like get married? But then I felt like, from what I remember, I felt like she said that she had a really good job. So like she was working or something. I don't know. I'd have to go back and like look at all her stuff, but anything's on the table. Like everything and anything is on the table. We'll never really, ooh, please don't die on me, because it'll get stuck. Any and everything is on the table. Hold on, guys. Okay. Whew. Also, make sure to like the video. Make sure to like the video if you guys are resonating with this. But yeah, like, oh my gosh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Whoa. Man. I really wanted her story to be like, I wanted her story to be a happy ending. Let's see. She was so dead. Patrick says, I'll never have children out of wedlock. The reality is that people in more traditional marriages experience this horrible. That's so interesting. Oh. Yeah, the Pick Misha. Pick Mishas, Bob the Builders, Dusty's. Like, she would crack me up. This is like, I don't know what to think of this, but like she would have her daughter like on the live sometimes, like her young, like literally 10-year-old daughter at the time when I was like watching some of her videos. She would like turn Disney stories into like Pick Misha stories. Like she's very, the way she thinks is very creative, and she's funny, period. I think she's funny. Oh my God, the skits. Oh my gosh. Now that her daughter, you know what? I actually, her video popped up and her daughter's like older now. And I think that she'll have the daughter doing the skits with her and they'll have like wigs on. I was like, I'm just totally not into this like way of life. But I like those kind of videos. Like the funny stuff is like, you can't hate on her. She's funny. Those lips. Says you're still in the corner of my phone. Just got my back right. Just got my back right for tomorrow, Ciana. What do you do for fun? What do I do for fun? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a whole video where I'll like list out, like, because I get a lot of repetitive questions. I'll do like a 20 questions video and it'll just be like all about me, and then I'm just gonna refer everybody to that video. Just to spare my community of people that are in here and then hear me keep saying the same answers over and over. But I also want to welcome and like allow the newbies to get to know me too. So like, I think I'm just going to make a get to know Ciana, you know, and just answer the 20 most asked questions. And then I'll just refer everyone to that video. I think she's more about now SC. Oh, really? Oh, is she really? Well, I tried to, okay. I tried Shira. I tried Sprinkle Sprinkle. The awkward black guy. Dude, butter chicken and collard greens would be so lit. Vladin. So I'm off. Stay beautiful. Have a good evening. I thought you were half Indian, half African. Awesome combination. I mean, I guess like technically, you know, I'm African American, Black American. You know, slowly but surely, Black Americans are, you know, reaching back into the 400 years of roots that we have from West Africa. But no, like I was not, like my lineage has been in America for many, many, many centuries now on my mom's side. Okay, so let's see. Hallie says she was living with a guy and they broke up. So then she went back to the guy. Okay, that's right. So yeah, she was living with the guy. And she like, it seemed like she had to abruptly get out of that situation. And then she like linked back up with this guy. And then I remember he was like, well, you're not going to live with me unless you're my wife. And then she was like, pretty much like, okay. And it was pretty quick too, from what I remember. It was like a very short timeline of when that happened. Do you know who? No, I don't. I don't know. Ciana, when I get wealthy, when I great wealthy, no, I'm kidding. When I get wealthy, I'm putting you on. Okay, let's go. Um, Hallie Cherry says, I never, I don't know why I read it like that. Maybe I'm getting tired now. Hallie Cherry. It's interesting though, because women have always married for security. And I also think that that's like, I think that we're so far from like our primitive way of connecting. Because I actually think that that's like part of it. Like, I think that men do like, I think that the primitive part of them, and until it gets conditioned out by society, I do think that they like to secure and provide. And I think women like to receive the security and the providing. And then, but like, because the roles and everything have changed and it's just what it is now, that we're just, I think people are finding it hard to find their polarity, like their match and their polarity now, because it's not just like one size fits all. Whereas before it was just known, like men do this, women do this, but there's just such an evolution of things, which I think are fantastic in certain areas, but then it really has like watered down the other areas where there's just like this friction now. So I don't know what the right answer is, but we'll see what happens with society. It's just kind of like you just got to buckle up and get ready for the ride because things are getting weird. Um, the goat, what's up? What does a pick me mean? So a pick me is like a woman that like she's just down and ready to get like literally she's like pick me, like she's going to do everything. She's going to happily pay your bills as a man. She'll pay your bills. She will build you up. Like she'll put money into your business. She will like stay with you even if you cheat. Like she's still just happy that like you're living with her and you're with her. Like she will, it's just like a pick me, like pick me please, like pick me, like I'm like, instead of like men doing the pursuing, it's like she doesn't even give the chance for a man to pursue. She's just ready to go, which is very repelling for more like masculine alpha male type of energy. So Hallie says one night she had this guy on and they were turning Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Dude, yeah. I like, that's funny. She was so funny to me that I just watched her because she was just so funny and creative. And she like knew how to turn the creativity into businesses too. Like she has her makeup line. Like she like was selling wigs. Like she has her Amazon store. She like sells books. She got her daughters to like create books to sell too. She's like, you just can't hate on her. Um, she is. She is. Pick Misha is a woman that wants to get kicked by any man. So yeah, her standards are very low. Yep. See here, you again. I usually only get famous people or kindred spirits on my algorithm. Keep striving. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Scarface, you're gonna blow up one day and set the bar for life. Just promise me you won't sell out. What would be something like what would be a version of selling out? Like what would you consider a sellout? Like what action is a sellout? I'm curious. Patrick, does your name show as highlighted in this message? Yes. Oh my God, I've been thinking that it wasn't and trying to figure out how to do it on my mobile. Oh yeah, Barbara the Builder. um Steph says a pick me will throw another woman under the bus for a minute. Yeah, that's true. That's another characteristic of a pick me. Bye, God of Egypt. Have a good night. Shira's probably a millionaire. Oh yeah. Huh. And then people started finding her page and then clipping it and then going on YouTube or going on TikTok. She's like, I'm not even on TikTok. Or she's like, well, I am already, but like people already made my own TikTok. She's not benefiting from it, but She kind of is, because all the TikTokers are just finding her from TikTok and going to her YouTube, and it's just like blowing up her YouTube. I mean, the stuff that she talks about is really wild. She's in her own world. She has her husband who's like in his 70s, I think, and she's like in her 40s. And she's just living her best life. Pick-me's are very dangerous. They usually end up on crime. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because they are just like, they just want a man so bad that they don't want to just like level up and like focus on their inner work to then have an attractive energy to like attract a man. They're willing to just like go after it, and just, it's a recipe for disaster when that usually happens. And doesn't have to spend any of it if she doesn't want to. Yep. She was just fine without her. That's why she was able to start her business so comfortably. Patrick says, what's a dusty? What's a dusty? Tell him what a dusty is. Selling out for you would be sitting up here promoting a double-decker fried pork sandwich. I know, right? Like if I got offered $1 million brand deal, yeah, I don't know, but y'all would have to like understand. What if I gave you guys a piece of it? What if I what if I got $1 million brand deal to offer pork sandwiches, and I like gave away 100K to like my top 100 longest subscribers? Like, would it be a sellout then? Yeah, it kind of still would be. It'd be a little grimy. Hello, Mrs. Beautiful. Can you please clone yourself so I can marry her, because I'm not. Oh, thank you for the compliments. Hallie says she's out here playing a pickleball so she can find another one when her husband exits the planet. I'm sorry. You know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because I'm imagining it in her voice. So like, I don't know if I don't know if the husband is like, sorry. She's so blunt with like why she married him. Like her game plan the whole time. She was like working at a funeral home and was like, F this, like I'm gonna find an S daddy, and you know, and she's just so blunt. She's so blunt with it. And so I just know that she is so blunt with like, yep, and so he's pretty much on his way out. So I would have a replacement. And I think I'm just really tired because you guys know this is my bedtime right now, 9 o'clock. But I just know she's telling the truth. Like, she really is gonna have a replacement. I know this is not that funny, but oh my gosh. Woo! Like, I'm like, is he in on it? Like, yeah, like get the bag. Like, if you have to like put me down, I don't even care. I'm like in my 70s. I'm not even on YouTube. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Make your money, and just like give me some intimacy time when you can. Like, I'm wondering if he's in on it or if he's literally so clueless. Like, sorry. Okay. And the crazy thing is that her husband does not care, and he knows what night it is. He knows. Like, he's just like, he don't care. He know. I mean, at least they're in sync, you know? Like, she's in her 40s, he's in his 70s. They got together when I think she was in her 20s and he was in his 50s. So like, At least they just like were on the same page. Whew, I'm sorry. Oh, I might just watch one of her videos like just to get a good laugh if I want to burn some calories without working out. He used to be in the background telling women not to marry broke. Sorry. Why? Oh my gosh. I remember that. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to turn the camera off. Oh my gosh. Okay. I remember that. I remember. He was, I remember when he first, I remember when he first got on camera. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm crying. I remember when he first got on camera, I was like, whoa, okay. He got on camera and he just like pretty much like, yep, I'm about this life. Like, and he's like, yeah, ladies. Like, and he just visually looked so much old because she kind of looks like younger for her age. I'm sorry. Woo, I haven't laughed out hard in a long time. Woo, she kind of looks younger for her age. And then he kind of looks a little older, so like the age gap looks even bigger. It just is like the most turned up like thing to watch. Oh my God. Oh, Ciana has iron abs. No, seriously. Patrick says, gross. She promotes like 20-year-olds dating 70-year-olds. And I think it's, I mean, yeah, but like, okay, there is a little bit of good in the effery of it all because she's just basically saying like, look, like you're gonna deal with a lot, so like go after a guy that's already established, so that way you don't become, you know, somebody that's like older and then you're having to compete like with younger women to like get, you know, get men that are established. So she's like, use your youth, like you're technically winning. So I mean, I don't like, there's parts of the message that I think is something to consider, you know, if you are a younger woman and you're wanting marriage, and especially the 21-year-old men now, 25-year-old men now, they're not focused on marriage, and some of them aren't in a position to be able to do that. So she's just like, look, like it's a better route to go after. And actually a lot of cultures like actually encourage that as well, to just kind of like go after someone that's but yeah, I mean that age gap is ridiculous. Like a 20. You know what's funny? So my name is Ciana, and I was named after my uncle-in-law. So my aunt, her first husband passed away. This is a little fun story, fun fact. Her first husband passed away. So it's my mom's younger sister. Her husband passed away, and he was the same age as my grandma. So my aunt was like 21 or something, and he was like 45 or something. And my family loved him though. They loved him. And they loved him so much that I was named after him. So his name was Ciano with the O. So I mean, you know, and he treated my aunt like a queen. I mean, I never met him. Like he was, you know, my mom was pregnant with me when he died, but I mean, apparently he treated my grandma like a queen. He treated my mom like a queen. He treated my aunt like just like a goddess. Like he just was the best guy. So, yeah, little side story on the age gap. I think it can work. I think it it has to make sense. So Russell Simmons' daughter was like 19 messing with the 80-year-old. Oh God. I didn't know that. I mean, that's extra, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. There's just so many versions of combos now out in the world that it's just like, I don't know if all this technology and all the advancement and all these, like, is it moving society forward, or are we just super lost now? Because it's just all over the place now. I don't know who you are, but you got me. The oldest I've talked to was 63, but he was not it. Maybe that's because I met him on an app, which she's doing. Oh, the oldest I've ever went on a date with was, I think, 50. Yeah, was like 50, which is like not far out of my realm now. But that was like a couple years ago. So that was like 4 years ago. And it wasn't it. I mean, nice person, but there was just no connection. Like I just was like, would you like to be business partners? Like it was a zero for me. But it wasn't because of his age. It had nothing to do with his age. I just think after conversation and after, I think we went on 2 dates, I just wasn't, it just wasn't it. I just was like, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Like, I hope you find somebody you like, but there was no connection there. Ciana needs that spark. I mean, I just think it needs to, you know, not like a superficial spark, not like a fairy tale spark. It just needs to like, there needs to be something there that's like, yeah, like let's continue to go on another date and get to know each other. Okay, let's continue to go on another date and get to know each other. Like, it doesn't have to be like this like big boom bang fireworks. Like when I say spark, it's like just like when you think of like jumping a car, like, and it's like you take the pliers or whatever, and then you like just the battery, and then you just see if there's a connection, and then boom, like you started the car. So it's like that. Like it's just like, okay, are we going to be able to get this momentum going to continue to get to know each other, or should we, like, is it clear after the first 3 dates that there's just like nothing, we're setting ourselves up for disaster. Yeah, I like that. A brain attraction spark. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Hallie. Some cultures, men don't marry their women their age. It's true. It's very true. Like, I'm not, trust me, which is kind of sad, but I'm not getting no, like, Punjabi, the Punjabi side, I'm not getting no marital offers at my age. Like, I'm considered ancient. I'm a fossil. So, let's see. Not all, of course, but 90%. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there's some like outliers that don't follow that, but oh my gosh, sorry. I just still recovering from the laugh attack. Let's see. Yes, I understand. For you, Ciana, you need someone who's on your level. I mean, yeah, I like intellectual conversation. Like I do kind of like when someone's smarter than me. Like, not dumbing myself down, but I like, okay, let me say that differently. I like to be able to learn from the person. Like, I think it's really cool to like be able to learn. Um, I like that. So let's see. Hallie says, guys I date are usually into me, and I'm like, eh. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to go on dates. It teaches you about yourself. It teaches you about, what you don't want in somebody. I think dating is like really healthy when done the right way. And it's kind of cool that you're like, man, then it's like, okay, well, why is it that? Do I really want a relationship? Am I really ready for one? Am I just kind of like really not finding the right person? Or am I really like closed off, maybe? You know what I mean? Like it kind of teaches you about yourself. Oh yeah, I've seen clips of that show. I haven't watched a whole episode though, but I need to watch that. No, I've never used a dating app. I've been too scared. Full transparency, when Tinder first came out, I don't know what it's turned into now, but 15 years ago when Tinder first came out, someone was like, "You should get on Tinder." And I was like, "What is Tinder?" And they're like, "It's like, I don't know, there's like dating apps now." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like whatever." So I got on it and like you match with people like in your area. And I just was too freaked out by it. And so I literally signed up and then never went on it again. Like I never met anyone from it. I matched with people, but like I never like engaged, had dialogue, met up, went on a date, never. So that was it. That was like 15 years ago. I was like, I can't do this. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm not hating on the dating apps. It's 50-50 the feedback that I hear. I feel like the dating apps, people are swear by them and have their success marital stories and stuff. And then some people are like, it's literally the demise of mankind. Like especially, sorry, I just have like the hmm, biggest like frog in my throat. Okay, so the feedback that I'm seeing online, like I've been seeing a wave of people on YouTube actually talking about how they're exiting dating apps because it's just like there's this weird energy where like people just go on there for validation, but they're not even really going on there for like to meet somebody. And then they're going on there to hook up, and then they're also going on like the Bumble one. They're saying how like it's literally opening up women to being preyed on because it's like the woman gets to choose, the woman has to reach out to, or I don't know which one is which, but like whatever one where like the woman has to do the pursuing or something. They're saying that that's like messing up the whole dynamic of how it should be, like the polarity between men and women, and then men are just like using women on there. A lot of like really, I feel like successful dating coaches and marital advice coaches that are married really don't actually advocate for the dating apps. But I don't know, I can't judge them. Like I haven't given them a real try. And I think the stories that are negative are just enough for me to hear to where I'm just like, I just am going to rely on the good old fashioned way. Like we all exist because our parents, all the millions of parents that we all have, like they didn't have an app. So I'm like, there just has to be like, we can do this. Like I know we can still meet people in person, but I don't know, who knows? Apps are wild. My sister and I talked to the same guy. What? And how we knew the guy were oh my gosh. See, dating apps are so weird to me, not natural. Yeah, and then it's like I'm going to put my profile up there. Full transparency, another reason why I don't really go on them is because like I think there's some pride involved. Like I'm just like, man, like I can't meet nobody in person, like I got to be able to meet somebody in person. But it's not even about that. It's like like at this stage in life, it's like where do you go to meet people, because I don't go to the club, so you kind of just have to bump into people. But like there was a dating expert that was actually made a really good point. They were like, people make it so complicated to where you should meet people. You can meet somebody at the concession stand, like at an NFL game, at a football game. Like you can bump into somebody at the gas station. You just have to be outside. And the problem is that people are more inside. but there was more reasons to go outside because we didn't have the apps and the scrolling and like all these things to keep us at home. So when women would be out and about, right? Even me, like I need to find a church because I love just watching Sunday sermons online, but like that's a whole missed opportunity to meet men at church. You know what I'm saying? So there's like of course meeting men at the gym. I've met men at the gym, and that's a kind of a cool place to meet men because it's like, okay, you're into fitness. But he was like, you just have to be outside. Like he was like, if I was single, I would just find every reason to be outside of the door, you know? So, but for me, I know my guy is not in my area, so I feel like, oh yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see, yeah, that's a good point. It's like it does open you up to the whole United States. So, or the world, really. So yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. Women like a funny guy. Yes, most women do love funny guys. The spirit hippie says, I met my guy on Hinge. Okay. And got off Hinge. Oh, wait. Okay. So I met my guy on Hinge and got off Hinge together. And now we are happily married. There is no right or wrong. Yeah. See, it's like I've seen a lot of success stories like that too. I'm just so divided with it. Like the horror stories scare me, but I also see why it works because there's literally people like the spirit hippie on here that are happily married. And that's one of hundreds of thousands. Like there's so many stories like that. So it really is. It's just like God's path for you is unique to you. So I just don't feel called to be on a dating app. I'm just feeling called to be outside more. So we'll see. Who knows? In all honesty, Ciana, no one would think you would have a hard time meeting a high value man because you are the epitome of leveled up. It just goes to show that everything is on God's timing. Yeah, like there's the problem, one of the issues, and again, like I know we get, sometimes these lives go really long and I start getting tired and then I start talking about my personal life, which I don't really like. I don't mind talking about it. I just don't, it's just interesting on the internet because people can twist what you say and all that. But this isn't, I don't mind this being repeated. Like, there's two things. I think living in Los Angeles, California, it's harder. It's very easy to run into men with money, good-looking men with money, but the marriage-minded aspect is rare to find because there's so many beautiful women, there's so many beautiful men, and it's just like there's so many options available physically, like tangibly, like not even on the app, just in person. So people will like just have a hard time being like, okay, I'm just gonna settle. It happens though. There's tons of married people in LA too, but for the most part, it's so when I meet people, it's like there's that part, right? And then there's also an aspect of um people I've gone on dates with in the past. They're good people, but they're just not marriage minded. So like, and that's where I'm at in life. I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't really want to just like see where things go. We're just hanging out. We're going to the movies. Like we're going on some date. And then it's just like, it's just blase blah. Like that's not where I'm at in life. And I'm not saying I need to meet someone tomorrow and get married, but it's like, it is easier when there's other men that are like, for example, my sisters both are married, right? Their husbands, they were marriage minded. They were looking for wives too. Like they weren't like, oh, I'm just kind of like casually, out here, just kind of like, if I meet someone cool, see where it goes. Like they were like, no, 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 I'm ready to get married. So like, let's see who I can pursue and who would be a good match. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was an arranged marriage for both of them, but the men that they got married to had to be marriage minded in order to be a candidate to be married. You know what I'm saying? So, they exist. It's just rarer to find them where I'm at, unfortunately. So, and people are like, you should move. And I'm like, I don't feel called to move just to like still fiddle my fingers and like hope to run into a man to marry. Like, I don't feel called to do that. So we'll see. I'm just like trusting, putting it in God's hand right now. I'm just married to God, and we gave birth to my purpose. Like, that's it. Like, that's where I'm at. And I'm trusting God for my process, and I'm not going to think too much, put too much on it. I'm happy to go on first dates, second dates, and get to know people, and um during that just continue to do self-development on myself, always leveling up, always being better, always working on myself, and like that's all I can do, right? So um now I'm thinking if you were in a more laid back place, you might find him. That's true. It's true. It's like LA is um it's a lot. It's a lot. uh it just has to be a special case. It's very interesting because there is a lot of married people here, but like I don't know. It's just like the age that I'm at, they're either already married or they're like divorced and want to be single, or they're like never been married, but they just marriage is nowhere near on their mind. Like they're just like, I'm pursuing my acting career, or my, not even just acting, just like my business career. You know what I mean? So the mindset out here, it's like the batch of men already have been married up, and then the divorced men are like finding their way again. And so it's just interesting. It's it's also my age too. It's a very interesting age to be single. So it's just the cards that were dealt to me, and all I can do is play them the best way I can. I live privately owned native ancestral family land. That's amazing. Wow. Um, could I date someone with children? First, I want to say it has to start with God first. So if like I feel like because I have a strong relationship with God, if that was presented to me, I would know it was like God's will. Of course, naturally I would prefer to not like have to deal with that. However, I also am realistic. Like with the age that I'm at now, it would be unrealistic for me to like knock out a whole sector of men because of children, because of where I'm at in like my age. If I was 22, it'd be easier to find a bunch of men that were childless, right? But like at this stage, headed for 40, it's just like rare. So I would be, if I said no, that's a limitation there that I don't know if it would be wise to cut that limitation, like put that limitation there. Even though I would prefer, of course, it makes things easier, right? Like, but you know, it's whatever God's plan is. I mean, seriously. So that's my answer on that. So it's kind of like it's like it's not a deal breaker. But see, you're different. It's different because men can like date a 36-year-old man could comfortably date a 24, 25, 26-year-old. For me, I would totally date young. Like I wouldn't mind dating younger, but most of those young men are not like marriage minded. And then if they are, most of them, not all, most of them aren't going after someone headed for the 40s. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like, you're in the more winning position with you being a male, which is fine. It's okay. I am grateful to be alive, healthy, and breathing. Okay, so I know God has me. Exactly. So the younger men aren't established. So it's like I could date a 26-year-old, 27-year-old, but 25-year-old, which I actually know someone that is doing that, and they actually, like, I know someone very, 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 very close to me, and they have a very successful relationship right now, and the woman is 38 and the guy is 25. Maybe he's 26 now. And they're full on together, like full on serious, and it works. I haven't seen that age gap. Like that's a uncommon age gap, but this particular 26-year-old is he has a really amazing job. And then he just, the person captured his heart, and when there's so many options for him, being very successful monetarily at such a young age, but then still connecting with somebody a lot older, it's just, it's amazing. It just goes to show you, God is really in all this. Like, we can think that we're in control and we can think that we have it all figured out, but there's always a scenario that exists where people are like, no, that doesn't work. But then there's people that are doing it. So you just never know, I know. I'm like, I need to not be on here when I get tired, because then I just start saying, F it, I'm going to talk about my personal life, even though I'm kind of like trying to shy away from that. Oh my God. Grapepine or Grapepin says, I swear I'm dying single. I'm 21 and never even dated. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you're right. It's not too personal. It's kind of like still surface level. You'll be fine. Grapepin, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. I'm 22 and like cougars. We ops, Alex, you weird G. Cougar? And like, that's so crazy that I'm like in the cougar. Like, am I a cougar? Like, where did the time go? Like, I'm in cougar stage. And I didn't even like get to like do the first stage. Like, I just skipped to cougar. Oh my gosh. When I start doing this with my head, it means I'm getting really tired. So I'm going to go before I start getting deeper and then having information on the internet, and then I'll regret it later and be like, see, I shouldn't have. So we'll keep it at surface for now. Okay, 50. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with 50 being a cougar. 50 is I think that's solid. I think that women like being a cougar at 50 too. Okay, good. Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I guess the term cougar in terms of dating is legit just an older. Okay. That's true. Okay, yeah. So technically if I'm 38 and somebody is 29, I'm a cougar automatically. So, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to go. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. This was fun. It's always fun. And you guys, I might cut the end off of this. I think I might. I'm probably going to cut the end of this live off. But it was fun connecting with you all. And I hope all of you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. And hopefully I will tap in tomorrow. Okay, bye.